welcome to our YouTube channel. I hope you guys are studying and making your own notes. So today we are going to talk about a very important Indian poet, and she is Mamang Dai. Mamang Dai is one of the most important poets. You should know about her. She is someone who has tried her hands in a number of different genres. She is the one who was an anchor in a number of shows. She has conducted interviews. She has also participated in many radio shows. She is someone who was a journalist as well. So Mamang Dai is a poet, and she is very famous, and for a number of different poetry collections. She has been awarded with Sahitya Akademi Award as well for her very important work that is called as The Black Hill. So The Black Hill के लिए The Black Hill उनका एक वर्क है जिसके लिए उनको साहित्य अकेडमी अवार्ड मिलता है. She has also written columns for a number of magazines like the Hindustan Times, the Telegraph. So these are the important magazines. These are the important newspapers for which she has written columns. The Sentinel is also an important newspaper magazine that she has written columns for, right? So these are the few things that you should know about her. So Mamang Dai is a poet. She is a novelist who is writing in English. She is from Arunachal Pradesh, that is the northeastern part of India. Right? So this is a part that was, of course, in a number of, that has been in a number of debates. It's a part that was, of course, not paid heed to, but she is someone who is a writer who brought Arunachal Pradesh into notice. So, of course, when she started to write, she was someone who was writing about romance. She was writing about love, and she was someone who was writing about the daily life of any girl living in Arunachal Pradesh. But then, slowly and steadily, you see her oeuvre changing, and she started to write about the problems that the northeastern people face and the problems that day-to-day encounter of these people, and also she started to write about social realism. So society के बारे में इन्होंने लिखना start किया. Earlier she was writing about romance, love, etc. So Mamang Dai. Mamang Dai, as I told you, is a poet and a novelist, a Sahitya Akademi Award winner as well. Her mother tongue is Adi, and she writes work in Adi as well, but of course it has been translated in English. Dai is the first woman in her state to have been selected as a IAS or IFS officer. Right? IFS officer या फिर IAS officer बनने की वो पहली woman है अपनी state की, that is from Arunachal Pradesh. However, she gave up her career in the civil service to pursue her career as a full-time journalist. Sometimes she worked as a journalist, and then she wrote a number of works, contributed a lot to literature. Right? Dai was a correspondent with Hindustan Times, the Telegraph and the Sentinel newspapers. तो इन्होंने इन newspapers के साथ काफी सारे काम करे हैं and उसके अंदर columns भी लिखे हैं. She was also the president of Arunachal Pradesh Union of Working Journalists. So she was associated with the Union of Working Journalists that was there in Arunachal Pradesh. Not only that, she was the president of that union. So she is someone who has the mother tongue Adi. She is from Arunachal Pradesh. Then she is someone who was selected to be an IAS, IFS officer, but left that to become what? To become a journalist. And after that, she started to write a number of books. She also worked with the Worldwide Fund for Nature in the Eastern Himalaya. In Eastern Himalayan Biodiversity Hotspot program जो हुआ था, उसके लिए भी उन्होंने काफी सारा काम किया है. So as I told you earlier, she was tapping her skills on the various different genres like love, romance, etc. But then she shifted to writing a romantic eulogies of different people. Rather than that, she started to talk about the northeastern Himalayan region. She started to talk about biodiversity. She started to talk about the social upheavals of the people living in the northeastern part. So she also worked for the WWF, that is the Worldwide Fund for Nature, in the Eastern Himalaya Biodiversity Hotspot program. So her first publication was River Poems, hailed her as one of the most intensely poetic voices, that is attributing the Northeast region. So she became very famous with this poetry collection that came out called as the River Poems. She was hailed as the poetic voice of northeastern region of our country. Arunachal Pradesh, the hidden land, documented the culture and the customs of her land. This is her another work that made her very famous. That is Arunachal Pradesh, the hidden land. This was This work documented the inner struggles of those people. It blatantly talks about the culture of her own land where she was born. She also featured in several national and international forums to promote the disappearing traditions of her own state in the face of modernity, to give voice to its people through the imaginative spaces of prose as well as poetry. So she is coming forward to talk about the northeastern parts, especially about her own culture in Arunachal Pradesh. She is going to take part in a number of international, national conferences, visiting a number of forums to talk about the depleting culture, the depleting essence of what we had of the Northeast. In the face of modernity, what are we recklessly losing on? That's the environment. And then she talks about these things. She talks about the disappearing traditions of the northeastern part as well as the Arunachal Pradesh region. Her important books are The Legends of Pensam, it's a novel. Then we have Stupid Cupid, another novel. River Poems, it's a poetry collection. 2014 में इसका second edition आता है. Then we have Midsummer, Survival Lyrics, another poetry collection. The Balm of Time, it's another poetry collection. Arunachal Pradesh, The Hidden Land, it's a non-fiction work where she talks about Arunachal Pradesh culture, food, etc. Then Mountain Harvest, The Food of Arunachal, The Sky Queen and Once Upon a Moon Time. It is of course an illustrated folklore. It is for the young readers there. Then we have The Harboring Thy's Loom and The Black Hill. The Black Hill is a novel that came out in 2014 and she received Sahitya Akademi Award for this novel, The Black Hill. It's a novel written by her. She received important awards like she received Padma Shri in 2011 from the Government of India. The Government of Arunachal Pradesh conferred her with Very Elwin's Prize in 2013 for her book Arunachal Pradesh, The Hidden Land, where she is talking about the culture of the place. Then she received Sahitya Akademi Award in 2017. कब उनको मिलता है? 2017 के अंदर उनको साहित्य अकेडमी मिलता है for the novel The Black Hill. So these are some of the very important works that are done by Mamang Dai. She is a very important writer representing not only Arunachal Pradesh per se, but the entire Northeast. How it has been a secluded place. We're not talking about the environmental conditions there. She's going to come forward and talk about the environment, the essence that we are losing on. We are recklessly, because of the anthropogenic situations, depleting and using environment. So she will come forward and talk about the culture. She's going to talk about the environment and the crisis there because of the modernity. She's also going to talk about Arunachal Pradesh per se. So she is someone who received specially prize for this for her work Arunachal Pradesh, The Hidden Land. So these are some of the very important things you have to remember. Some of the important works you have to learn, and the dates as well are The Legends of Pensam. It's a novel written by her. Stupid Cupid, another novel written by her. Then we have The River Poems, Midsummer, The Survival Lyrics, The Balm of Time. Then we have Arunachal Pradesh, The Hidden Land, Mountain Harvest, The Sky Queen and Once Upon a Moon Time. It is a folklore. It is talking about the illustration of a folklore that is for the young readers there. Then we have The Black Hill, another novel that you have to remember. So I hope you liked the effort, you liked the video. In this video, we talked about Mamang Dai and all the important works by her. She can be asked as match the following. They can also ask you about the novels for which she has received prizes or the novels or the poetry collection she has written. So learn the dates, learn about the anthologies or the novels she has written. She is there representing the northeastern part. So she becomes an important writer to study and to tap on. I hope you understood the video. I hope you understood about the writer. If you still have any doubts, you can ask me that in the comment section and I'll surely reply to you. Thank you and have a wonderful day.